Welcome back to the Havoc Sports Podcast, everybody. I am your co-host, Colton McCain, with my other co-host, Harry Johnston.
What's going on, fellas? What a big night last night it was.
Indeed it was. We are going to be breaking down every pick of the first round, probably sticking a little bit longer on our favorite teams. For sure, I got a little rant I got to get into. We'll get into that, but we're just going to hit every team. We're going to hit the pick, who it was, how we feel about it, and we're going to hit them with a grade that we think that team deserves.
At the number one, we all knew this was going to happen. I mean, Caleb Williams, he came out there screaming.
Yeah, it was
excitement.
already signed.
Yeah,
It was already signed.
I watched the Bears Instagram, and they said they already had this down last month. They've been waiting 30 days. So, I think we all know what grade that's going to be, an A.
Yeah, that's an A. That's an easy A.
Because you get your quarterback of the future.
Yep.
You get, the best prospect in a while. That's all you need for it with the Bears. They'll still somehow find a way to screw it up at some point. With the Bears. You know them with their quarterbacks. So, A+ there.
Yeah, that's a good. You're set
Washington.
for a while.
Washington. What do you think about that?
I think they definitely went for fit. You got Cliff Kingsbury, so you wanted someone that you can maybe do some RPOs, a lot of outside the pocket stuff. He's very accurate. He's
like a bigger Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he definitely improved. He showed improvement from Arizona State to LSU.
And the SEC. You're playing the best in the SEC, too.
Yeah, I think this is another A pick.
I'll give it an A.
He's going to a good system.
He would have been a number one pick.
Yeah.
Probably if Caleb wasn't there.
It's an A.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
New England.
This is who you wanted.
This is exactly what I wanted. If we were pick 2, I want Drake May. I'm going to put that out there. I think Drake May has the highest ceiling in the draft class. I think if built right with the right offensive coordinator, this is a hot take. This is a little biased, but I think with the right build.
You thinking Aaron Rodgers?
I think Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen. I think this could be the best quarterback of this draft in the right system. You build him up right.
He's probably not going to have a good first rookie year.
No, and this is where we're going to get into Colton's rant section. One thing that I came on here, we talked in episode 1. I said we got to take Drake May. I said you got to be patient. We're not going to be at pick 3 every single year. That's not a Patriot thing. It's not what we do. So you need to be patient. What did I say? You can't be booing him off the field. You can't be booing any of the young core off the field. They're not going to win yet. They need to learn. They need to develop. And he goes at 3. I go to their Instagram. I look in the stories, and it's 90% hate on Drake May. He hasn't even played a snap, and you already don't want him there. He has Instagram. He has C.J. Stroud actually said live during the thing, he said, the Patriots want to win. If you don't have the right mental, pretty much, delete all your social media because all they're going to do is bash you. And he hasn't even played a snap, and you already hate him.
The fact that they want Marvin Harrison with Jacoby Brissett over getting your franchise quarterback, maybe going in round 2, getting Keon Coleman.
Get a great receiver.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You can get a great receiver next year.
You get Keon Coleman. You get a good wide receiver. You try to trade for Brandon Ayuk or T. Higgins with that second-round pick.
Yeah.
You're set.
I just don't get it.
You'll have Juju at 2. You'll have Demario Douglas at 3. That's a decent wide receiver group.
I don't get it.
And instead, we want Maserati Marv.
I love this pick. He has my support all the way. He has Kofi Kingston's support.
We saw that.
Patriots belt. So I love the pick. This is an A++++ for me.
Yeah, I agree there. You can't go out there and draft any other position with the Patriots than quarterback.
It had to be.
You have nobody there. You have Jacoby Brissett as a mentor for him. He's played in the league forever. He's been under some great quarterbacks.
And he knew that's what his role was.
He knows the
Patriots.
He knows the Patriots scheme. He's been there before.
Yep.
So I think that's a great pick. A+ for me too.
Yep.
Going into Arizona, A+. No,
First
I don't even know.
A's.
I don't even know if we got to go into this.
No.
best wide receiver
I think
ever.
he had an AJ Green comparison.
Yeah.
But
No, it's
in
Calvin
the end,
Johnson.
He's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson.
Great pick. Couldn't go wrong. Stick and pick, get an A.
Yeah, A+ there. Kyler Murray's getting his guy. That's the only guy he's going to have besides that tight end. He's probably going to get triple coveraged.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of a hard year for him unless they go out there in the second round and draft another wide receiver.
Very well could. Very well could. They had a really good draft.
They did. Who'd they take at 17? Or
edge rusher, which
24.
27.
27? Who was it?
They
Chop?
took an edge.
No, it wasn't Chop.
Um,
Darius Robinson?
I think so.
'Kay.
So, well, I mean, we'll get into that grade later, but a really good draft for them.
A+ for sure.
Yeah.
Going into the Chargers,
I got mixed feelings about this one.
I
think because it's Joe Alt.
it's the best tackle you could find in the draft.
I think you can give it an A because it's Joe Alt.
2 sacks allowed the last 2 seasons.
I really would have went receiver here. I know.
You would have took Malik Neighbors?
Yeah. I talked to you about it, and I had J.C. Latham because I said not to move Slate. I don't think you would want to move Slate. In this case, you're definitely moving Rashawn Slater. But, man, Herbert's going to want out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a chance. I don't know if they have a second-round pick. I'm assuming they do.
Who'd they grab at 20? We'll get into it later.
But,
yeah.
It's
questionable.
It's Joe Alt.
Yeah, it's questionable, but
it's an A.
Herbert had a down year last year because they couldn't protect him. So, I think getting this protection.
It's an A.
This guy just loves to play football.
Yeah,
I mean that's all you can ask for.
You're
for a
set
tackle.
for 10, 15 years.
Yep.
You're set.
Malik Neighbors with the Giants. We all kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't like that. He did not like. He was all over his Instagram saying, "Who do they got at quarterback in New York? Who do they got at quarterback?"
Yeah, this was
questionable.
This was a lot of smoke too, because the Giants were definitely in talks with the Patriots.
Yep.
They wanted Drake May.
Yeah.
They couldn't get Drake May. Everyone thought they were going to force themselves into another Daniel Jones situation and take J.J. McCarthy, and they stuck and took a wide receiver. I think this is, if you're talking strictly Daniel Jones, this is an A+ for you because you haven't had one of these.
Yeah, they got Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee, and the rest are nobodies.
I think this is the first one for me that's not going to be an A, and that's not because of the talent.
I'm going to go B.
I have it as a B because Malik Neighbors doesn't necessarily want to be there.
Right. I think his attitude might be the problem there.
Which we talked about it.
Yeah, his attitude towards the Giants organization might be the problem. It's a great talent, but if he doesn't want to be there, it's only going to affect his performance.
Yeah.
So I think that's really the main reason why I'm going B.
Yeah.
If he went to the Chargers, A++.
Yeah.
But figures out New York, no quarterback. Daniel Jones has got a lot of stuff to prove this year, and a lot of money on the line. After this year, they don't have any money owed to him.
And they showed, hey, we believe in you.
Yeah.
We're gonna take you
I think
one
they
more
showed
year.
that when
another prove it year.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you help.
He's had how many prove it years though, man? I mean, how many years are gonna give that man? No one's gonna want him.
I think this one's officially you're done. You finally got a receiver, so you might not have a running back, but you have a receiver now, which is desperately what you wanted.
No running back at all.
Hopefully have a healthier offensive line.
Yeah, I imagine they take a running back in probably round 2.
Definitely could.
Or maybe round 3. There's not a lot of running backs that go round 2. Blake Corum.
And Benson.
Trey Benson,
I think could go round 2.
Florida State.
Yeah.
I think you'll see the Cowboys take him, one of those guys.
They need one too.
Yeah. Tennessee Titans at 7. Great pick here. I like this pick just because, Will Levis, he wasn't very comfortable in the pocket with the offensive line he had last year.
Had to be a tackle.
Had to be a guard, any sort. They got the wide receivers. Their wide receivers are deep route wide receivers. He's going to need time to throw that to him.
And I think this kind of happened quick.
It was like
J.C. Latham in like 2 weeks went from back of the pack to hey, this guy could go at 5.
Which, I don't know if I like him over Fashanu. I don't know if
I think it's what you want. Fashanu's great
huge.
pass blocker.
Yeah,
but his run blocking needs work.
We saw that on the film that they showed yesterday of J.C. Latham getting to the second level, and he's a beast.
Yeah, and Latham's a right tackle. You don't see a lot of set right tackles. A lot of them are lefts moved to right.
And it screws up with him.
You already got it.
Yeah.
You have it. He doesn't have to move. You could put him at left tackle to place Tyler Lewan, who retired.
Yeah.
So
Don't they have Peter Skronsky?
yeah, that's guard. Your guards are taken care of. I think it's just
They don't.
tackles.
No, they got rid of their guard. They gave their guard to us last year. Nate Davis, the right guard.
And they took Skronsky.
Oh,
and
that's
replaced
what he
yeah,
plays, right
yeah.
guard. Okay.
As far as I could be completely wrong, but I remember him Northwestern. It was right guard.
Okay.
Was what they were talking about.
Wait, what are we rating the J.C. Latham?
Oh, Latham's not an F. Latham, I think, is an A. I think A or B if you want to go B.
I'm gonna go B plus. I'm gonna
you
go B
needed line,
plus.
You addressed what you needed, so
You give that good comfort for Michael
Yeah.
or for Will Levis. He is only a second-year quarterback. He showed
Yeah.
flashes last year. He's
Yep.
got Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins now, along with that Okonkwo guy at tight
It's an
end.
improved year for you.
Yeah.
For Levis,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd go with B plus.
B plus for sure.
Oh,
now
man.
we're going into Atlanta Falcons.
The
They're doing it.
reactions that I've seen on TikTok.
They're doing Atlanta things. They are doing Atlanta things. And
The
I saw this
reactions.
video of their GM trying to explain what the hell they just did.
Yeah. He said, and I quote pretty much, that if Penix plays in the 4th year, then Kirk Cousins did his job. I didn't know you were always drafting for the future when you have a team that's ready to attempt to win now.
And that's my point. They went out there. They got Darnell Mooney. They got Drake London. They got the best offensive coaches to surround those young
Your
players.
Defense needs help.
Yeah.
AJ Terrell's been waiting.
You're telling me you look at that defense, those defensive prospects, none taken off the board,
and nothing. Was
and you're taking
attractive.
quarterback 4,
Yeah.
5
folks,
maybe.
To put that in perspective, if he plays in year 4, he'll
Is he
be
29?
anywhere from 26 to 28 years old.
So he'll be a veteran by then.
What are you doing, Falcons? You have
What
absolutely
happened?
destroyed your fan base. I mean, Patriots, you think your draft was bad? You fans think your draft was bad? Just go watch this on replay. Go to TikTok, watch Falcons' reaction to Michael Penix Jr.
Let's just say this.
It's heartbreaking.
When I was really mad because I knew they were gonna take. I thought they were gonna take Dallas Turner. So I
Yeah.
was like, gosh dang it, he's gonna
Yep.
go right before us. And then I heard, with the 8th pick in the NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can't believe
I
that.
closed my eyes.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't
think-
imagine being a Falcons fan.
Yeah, that was a shock around the world.
Yeah.
That this.
Which
this-
honestly, I would say they were trying to screw like the Raiders or trying to screw the Broncos, but they're not
Yeah.
even in their division. They're not even in they're not even in the conference.
No, this
So
is
what are
one
they
of the worst
doing?
picks I've ever seen.
I'm giving that an F minus.
It's an F, and it's not because of Michael Penix. That's not the issue.
It kind of
it's
is though.
It's an F because of the situation that's already transpired. I think
I-
if Michael Penix goes later on in the 1st or early 2nd, we're not saying F.
Okay, but here's my point of
But
view
at
there.
8,
You have Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
It is a complete different quarterback from Michael Penix.
yeah, and that's why I say it's not the talent we're necessarily judging on Michael Penix. It's the it's the position and who he's going to
Yeah.
is what makes this an F.
If I'm drafting a quarterback, I think at 8, I would rather
Yeah,
take
this
J.J.
is-
McCarthy.
This is I don't
Right?
even, this ain't even this is a Z. This is Z.
I would rather take J.J. McCarthy over Michael
I
Penix at
wouldn't
that
take
point.
any of 'em.
I just
You're ready to win this division,
and you go out there and you pick
and you screwed it.
you pick quarterback 2. You
And
pick a backup
now,
quarterback.
If I'm that GM,
I'm getting fired.
you have a year because you just made the biggest mistake, and none of this the fan base of the Falcons and the rest of the NFL think you're a laughing stock.
Oh, a laughing stock
And,
by a
and
mile.
you're stuttering over your words trying to back this up. Kirk Cousins didn't even know.
Yeah. You went out there and signed him $30 million a
So-
year.
Not only did you mess up your pick, you messed up your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, it's a Z.
And they signed him to a 4-year.
I
so
can't
it's
even
like,
give it an F, and F's just disrespectful.
yeah.
It's a
I
Z.
agree. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, the Atlanta Falcons doing the Falcons things.
Yeah, that's just.
They went out there and they were
it's a
like,
damn
hey,
shame.
you want to laugh at us? Go right on ahead and
Yeah.
we'll pick Michael Penix.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for the fans.
Yeah. Poor Atlanta fans. I hope you guys recover well. It's gonna be a long season.
Switch teams.
Yeah. Um, moving on to number 9. This is no.
You didn't like this pick.
I did not like this
I
pick
love this pick
at
for
all.
you guys.
I did not
This
like
where
it
we're a little
at
mixed.
all. Yeah, when I'm looking at top 10 picks, I'm looking for immediate impact. I'm looking for players that are going to start, they're going to make our team better, and they're going to make our record even better. Like, they're going to improve our record.
Yeah.
And I think the only way you can do that with the Bears is you look at last year. You were good with defense the last 8 games.
Yeah.
The last couple games, Montez Sweat didn't have a single sack.
Yeah. You were preaching defense.
Because you know why? They're triple teaming him. We got no defensive linemen behind him. So you go out here and you're like, got a quarterback. Got a quarterback or got a wide receiver for a 4th round pick. Had over 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's go out and get another wide receiver. And I understand that Keenan Allen's old. He's super old. Whatever.
Yeah, you win at edge. Especially with all the defense there.
You have no defense taken.
Yeah.
And you go out there and you draft. I put this in the same aspect, not as a same scale, but you go. It's like Michael Penix. You go out there and you draft wide receiver 3 over the best defensive prospect in the draft.
Yeah, because we didn't see defense go for 14 straight picks.
Yeah, and you had all of them.
Yeah, and
I don't understand.
This is where me and you kind of butt heads. I definitely think defense should have went here. A lot of people are throwing a little bit of shade on Dallas Turner throughout the draft.
I don't know why.
But I love the Odunze pick, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the more I've watched film, I went back and watched film on a couple of guys that I think are standouts, and the more I looked at him, and I said, "Man, this is Keenan Allen. This is Keenan Allen."
Yeah.
And he's going to sit behind Keenan a year. Sorry, Bears fans, I don't think Keenan stays.
No.
He's gonna. I don't think you guys. You're close. I don't think you're Super Bowl ready yet.
Right.
Right. So you still got a couple more years. Keenan's gonna want to go win a bowl.
Yeah.
He's looking to go
He's 32
Kansas City
years old.
49ers.
Yeah.
So what you're getting is when Keenan steps out, you're still perfectly fine because you have young Keenan Allen.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not an immediate impact, and that's what you want at top 10 play or a top 10 pick.
I mean,
you have Caleb Williams already had enough. We have Tyler Scott, who we drafted last year at Cincinnati, I think in the 3rd, 4th round.
But
he showed promise at slot. He's quick. He had one of the fastest 40s last year. And instead, you go say, screw you. We're not giving you a second-year chance. You're going to go out here and draft Rome Odunze.
You gotta think, though, the chemistry's already there between the two of them.
Yeah.
So you could have done it as a chemistry move, make Williams feel more comfortable, because obviously they're already like best friends.
Yeah.
You see all the pictures of them doing the stupid call, whatever.
That was kind of cringy.
But they're connected, and I think if you let that connection build, that's a scary duo.
It is a scary duo, but I think it's a scary duo in year 2, not in year 1.
Yeah.
I think the only way Rome Odunze has any type of impact for us is if Keenan Allen tears his groin or something like that. He's out for 4 or 5 weeks. Then we might see flashes of Rome Odunze.
Yeah.
But I'm watching his film, and I just don't see the separation. His separation is he doesn't look like a fast player to me. He doesn't look like he's a fast-paced player.
He's your Michael Thomas, your Keenan Allen. He's not going to beat you down the field. Now, if he does, he's going to moss you.
Yeah.
Because his high point's great. He's that slants type of guy, which I like because, as I said to you, you're not winning a Super Bowl this year. At least
we might make the playoffs.
It's not favorite, yeah. But if I could have a guy that's going to help us in the second year when we have a lot better chance to win a Super Bowl versus just being really good this year, I'm going to want that. I want some backbone dogs. Your offense is incredible. You look at what Cincinnati did. They didn't need to go get Jamar Chase. Everybody's preaching, go get Sewell. Go get Panay. Go get Panay. They went Jamar Chase. Why? Well, they went to the Super Bowl because they overloaded that offense. I think you can get defense next year that'll make just as much of an important impact. I think Odunze is literally the door replacement for Keenan.
Before we go into the next pick, what happened with what happened with Dallas Turner? We
I,
came in here and
I don't
we
know.
preached on
We mocked him
episode
at 8.
1,
Yeah,
episode 2.
we
We're
mocked
like,
him
this
at
is the
8.
best defensive lineman on the
Yeah,
board. Maybe even the best defensive prospect.
yeah,
And he went out and got drafted mid-round after edges. And it's like, wow. Are you joking me?
yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
we should
know
go
if
be
it was
GMs because
medical or
his attitude, I don't know.
I mean,
His
it
suit
was
was absolutely
close.
ugly.
See, I had Dallas Turner as my 1, but it was close with who we'll get into later with Latu. Granted, the injuries are very scary, but obviously if the medical records check out,
Yeah,
that
we'll
dude's
get into
nasty.
that.
I give the Bears a Doomsday pick an A minus. I'm high. I like.
I
the
give it.
Doomsday.
See, I'm a Bears fan, and I'll stick behind any Bears pick. But at this pick, it just seemed like it was an old style Bears pick, like when
Yeah.
Ryan Pace was back in the office. I'll give it a C plus. That's what I'm gonna give it, a C plus, just because I don't see it being an immediate impact for a
Yeah.
top 10 pick, and that's really what I'm looking for in the top 10.
Yeah. This
Moving
is a
on.
good one.
Minnesota Vikings. We
This
all
is
knew
great.
this was gonna happen.
This is great.
Yeah.
It's the way that it happened because now you don't give up hardly any assets by sitting and waiting for most of the draft. You waited, and then it finally hit, and it was like, okay, we have J.J. McCarthy here. Are the Giants going to take him? Giants decide, no, we're not going to take him, and you're sitting there, and you're like, okay, who else needs J.J. McCarthy after the Giants? If the Giants don't want him, who else needs him there? Nobody. Nobody needs him. And it's like, well, hang on a second. Instead of giving up both our first rounds, we can just move up one spot and lock him in. Everyone else is behind us. So they got to give up more value. So you trade up. You get the quarterback that everyone's been mocking you to. And instead of getting him at 4 where you have to give up a bag, you get him at 10 instead of 11.
Yeah.
That's an A+. Look at the system he's going to.
It is an A+. You got two wide receivers that could easily be wide receiver 1 on any team possible.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison's probably one of the best wide receivers we've seen last year.
You don't even need to say anything.
Just for a rookie
Yeah,
wide receiver.
Yeah. And see, like, as a Patriots fan, I said constantly, don't take J.J. McCarthy. And that's not because I didn't think the talent was there. It's that at value 3, it's not good value. But at value 10, that's great value.
Yeah. And
It's a
you look
great
at
fit.
his film. He's throwing those high
Yeah.
window passes, and that's what
Yeah.
what Jay Jettas needs.
Yeah.
He needs someone that can just hit him. Yeah, he just needs someone that can hit him where it needs to be thrown.
You're talking.
What was his record in college? He only lost 3 games.
Yeah, it was nuts. But
So he's a winner.
Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, Jones, Aaron Jones.
Oh yeah, I forgot they got Aaron Jones.
Like,
And I think
dude,
they had a pretty good backup last year behind Madison too.
if he can just take care of the football,
It's gonna be good.
he's gonna be fine.
Can we talk about the NFC North? Is it gonna be this
they're
nastiest
They're
division?
getting crazy over
Yeah.
there. It's getting
It's getting stacked
Guys
over here in
went
the
from
NFC
being
North. And I
Goody
hope
goobers to some studs over there.
Yeah. We were a laughing stock to now we're like, hey,
Yeah,
you guys need to calm down over there.
Yeah, not all 4 of you can make it.
All right, let's go to actually let me give that an I'm gonna give that an A.
That's
That's the position they needed.
That's
They had no quarterback.
That's
So
an A pick.
11 New York Jets.
Turf didn't go here. Fashanu did.
Yeah, Fashanu. I would say that's where he needs to go.
Yeah. This was either Brock Bowers or Fashanu for sure.
Yeah. I thought maybe there was a chance of Brock Bowers going here
Yeah.
because
It's
they
an
don't.
exciting pick.
Yeah, I think they have Tyler Conklin or something like
Yeah.
that tight end. I don't even know if he's there
Yeah, take
anymore.
Aaron Rodgers though.
Yeah,
He's old.
Aaron Rodgers loves his tight ends.
Mhm.
Brock Bowers, probably one
Yeah.
of the best tight end prospects we've seen since I would say he's up there with. I'd say he's hand in hand with Kyle Pitts,
Yeah.
just because he's an all-around
the
beast.
talent. Yeah. If
you
Brock
get-
Bowers is in Pitt's draft,
You think Brock Bowers is going over
Oh, yeah.
Pitts? Yeah.
I'd rather have him there.
You get some cushion for Aaron Rodgers. We obviously know that was the issue last year. They had
Yeah.
no protection.
No
Now they got
protection, bad
Fashanu. He's a left tackle, right?
Yep.
They
And
got
he's a
Fashanu.
pass blocking left tackle. What more could you
Fashanu
ask
and Elijah Vera Tucker at the same side.
'Cause Brees Hall doesn't run too much,
No.
but what is Brees Hall good at? Receiving back. What does that team like to do? If Aaron Rodgers is going to be there, air that thing.
Yeah.
Why mess around and take someone else? Shaunu's perfect for what you want, and he can work. You can work on run blocking, but to get an elite, probably the best, him and Joel neck and neck. But I'm gonna say the best pass blocker.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a great fit.
that's a great fit. I'd give it a B plus,
Yeah,
just
that's a
because
B
of the
plus.
fact that
Can't be giving everybody A's.
yeah, and they could have went Brock Bowers.
Yeah,
I think
oh,
Brock
gosh. I
Bowers
see what's
would have
next.
been hand in hand with this pick, but I do think it would have helped the Jets a lot better with just where they're at now.
My goodness.
Moving to 12.
This was just disastrous.
I don't know. I think I do like this pick just because of the fact that they got Sean Payton.
Maybe in round 2.
Sean Payton.
It's just the fact that you're forced into a pick. I thought that this would be a round 2 pick. I thought Bo Nix, don't get me wrong, Bo Nix, the Broncos
He's going the next pick if they don't pick him.
Which is just awful. He's a day 3 talent. I'm sorry. He is a 3rd round day 3 talent.
I think Sean Payton can do something with him.
I think he can. I think
it's going to take a couple
years. If you're
years.
in fantasy and you don't have that McLaughlin guy on your team, get him in the 1st round because
Yeah.
Bo Nix is a check down machine and that running back is going to have 30 receptions a game.
Yeah.
I don't like the value at 12.
I don't think it's right at 12,
if
but
he's going to go to a team, it's the Broncos, right?
or the Raiders.
I think his best fit's the Broncos
Yeah.
with Sean Payton. Just not at 12. And I mean, like you said, if he doesn't go here,
He's going the next
it
pick.
goes 13. Why? Because the Falcons screwed up this draft.
They did. They didn't just screw up. They just didn't screw up everything. They screwed up basically the whole mid round.
Oh yeah, it
It
went
was
nuts.
It was so bad. It was so bad that it made the Las Vegas Raiders take Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rate that Bo Nix before we get to the Raiders. I'm gonna rate that a B. I'll give it a
I'm
B.
lower.
Just because it got Sean Payton.
I'm at a C to a D. I'm gonna go C to give him the Peyton upside. I don't like it at 12. He's not supposed to be here in the 1st round.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not supposed to be here.
Either way, he's going 12 or 13. So
C
they
grade
get
for
him.
me.
They get them before they're in rivals, their
This
conference
one's interesting.
rivals.
This is the case of best player available.
Yeah, I think that's how this went here. You got Las Vegas Raiders at 13 taking Brock Bowers after they just took Michael Mayer last year in the second
on
round.
paper, this team's nasty. But
Maybe.
who's your guy? You have Adams. You have Jacoby. You have Brock Bowers. You have
Michael Mayer.
I mean, you got
Josh Jacobs.
so many feed me's.
Right? Do they have Josh Jacobs or did he leave?
I think he left.
He went to the Packers, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he said.
Oh my gosh, who was a running back? Oh, Zamir White.
Yeah.
Zamir White.
But it's hard in this pick. I think, everything's flipped on its head, and you're in the draft room trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Yeah, because they were 100% probably expecting either Bo Nix or Michael Penix.
I think Penix was going here. But this is a case of you're not necessarily loving all players that you're seeing, so you just went best player available. I don't think it was necessarily a need. Quenya Mitchell's sitting there. I think it's like a B. He's so good.
He is very
It's
good.
hard to pass on him, but it's not necessarily.
It's like you said, best player available at this point. They had all their scouting done on quarterbacks, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Yeah.
And they didn't expect that. So I would say I'm gonna give it a B.
Like a B minus.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a B plus just because it's the best player available, and
Yeah.
that's truly who that is. He's the best player available at 13, and then you got him.
Here we go with these names again too.
Yeah.
Sorry if we butcher the names. It's so these names are crazy.
Yeah. At 14, the Saints they get
Fuaga.
Tylese Fuaga.
Yeah.
Fuaga.
This for me is an A.
Yeah, they need it.
You need to line you in and adjust it. He's good. He's a really good blocker. He's shown what he can do. It was either Fashanu or him.
Yeah.
So This is an A pick. That's
I wanted to mind.
pretty easy
I wanted to
one.
mind them taking a wide receiver,
I don't mind it either, but Derek Carr
but
needs time.
yeah, he does need time. You do give him more cushion. He's a great blocker. Get up. He's an all-around good blocker. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say he really has too much flaws.
No.
I think the reason why the other ones went above them is because they're so elite in the pass
Yeah.
block, so elite and getting
Yeah.
to the next level. Where this guy, he'll push him off the line, he'll get going, but after that,
Yeah.
not much to him. I'm gonna give it a B plus just because it's an absolute need for him.
Yeah. I'm A minus A here. I like it. He doesn't stand out as much as he's very well defined. He's just not an S tier.
Right.
So I give him an A.
I think you really can't rate offensive linemen
It's
lower
hard.
than a C.
Yeah.
Because you know that
And it's
there's
such
a small
need.
window for them to be
Yeah.
a bust.
And it's such a need too.
It's a rare breed. You know,
You basically got to get hurt.
you got Alex Leatherwood and Evan Neal is the only ones I can think of on the top of my head.
And
that have
Evan
been
Neal
bust.
was again because he couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
Leatherwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably in this. He's
We're
probably in
just-
the XFL. Yep.
Go on.
All right.
Whatever.
This is a little skeptical pick.
I think
I
this
have a
should've
couple
been
Colts
corner.
fans. Yeah, I have a couple Colts fans that I know of.
Yeah, he wanted a receiver.
He wanted receiver. He wasn't going to be mad if they took a corner. Instead, they take an edge.
A lot of people wanted a receiver. I didn't think it made a lot of sense from my point of view.
I don't mind this pick.
Yeah.
I don't mind it just in the fact that you can move this guy to linebacker.
Yeah.
You can move this guy to edge. You can move him to a tackle and play in the 3-tech.
I
But-
thought it had to be defense.
I think
I really did.
their front 8,
It's
well,
pretty solid.
yeah, is some of the best
Yeah.
in the league.
Quinion Mitchell's still there.
And he doesn't even go
No.
until
No.
late.
Yeah, you're gonna hear me probably say it 4 more times. Quinion Mitchell's still there.
Yeah.
Because he is, and how? I said it when we were doing the mocks. I didn't like wide receiver here. I think Pierce is really good. Pittman's really good.
Downs.
That offense.
Downs is really good.
Yeah, you have Jonathan Taylor. That offense is not necessarily built to feed wide receiver 3 as well.
Yeah.
Just because you have, like you say Cincinnati. Yeah, well, Joe Burrow doesn't really run.
Right.
Anthony Richardson also runs. That's another you got to think mouth to feed. So I really thought it was going to be corner.
They were looking at their chops for tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, if Brock Bowers would have came,
Brock Bowers.
it would have helped Anthony
Yeah.
or
I
Anthony
think that
Richardson so
fits.
much.
That fits.
Oh,
but a
100%.
wide receiver 3, I didn't see
I think-
there.
I think their best option here was corner,
Yeah.
and their second best option was if Brock Bowers came.
Yeah.
And I think their third best option was a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I think not even their fourth option was an edge. And I think maybe their fifth option was an edge, and that's what they took. I think, once again, this is the best player available, and I don't
Yep.
even think it was the best player available here. I'm going to rate this a C-, just because of the fact that he has injuries.
Yeah, it's
His
scary.
injuries are really scary. It's
Medical
not the
records
ones.
must have checked out though. If
Yeah.
they're gonna take him.
It's not.
That's the first defensive player off the board.
Yeah, and it's the injury of. It's not a small injury.
No.
This man could get hit in his neck one more time, and he had to hang up his pads.
My
So-
grade's gonna go based on this. If he stays healthy, this is a B plus. If he doesn't, this is your C- pick. So I'm gonna go.
I think C-.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go C plus. I'm just gonna go kind of like right in between.
He's really good, but I also think that
Yeah.
it's just not a necessity for you right now, and the edge
No.
is something you can find in every draft.
Yep. I
So
call this next pick.
Seattle,
This is just made in heaven for them.
yeah,
This is Nate
at
plus.
16, Byron Murphy the second, best defensive tackle in the draft by far,
Yeah.
has the absolute, I would think, the best power rush skills and the best moves for defensive linemen in the draft.
Yeah, I mean this was just a perfect fit from the get go, from the beginning of mocks. When we had him mocked, he wasn't the second defender off our board, but we had him
He's a monster.
at Seattle. Why? Because they need defensive tackle so bad.
Yeah.
And he was it just matched. You looked at it, it just clicked.
And you look at it, and they still got Bobby Wagner there, right?
I think so. If
Um,
not, they'll probably sign him on a 1 year
yeah.
until he retires.
So having him have the ability now to not get washed away by offensive linemen because
Yep.
their defensive tackles are so bad.
Yeah.
That's really
You had
big for
Al
their
Woods.
defense.
You had
yeah,
Al Woods what felt like for 25 years.
exactly. So I think this pick is a really big necessity for him,
Yeah.
and they panned out to get the best defensive tackle in the draft at
Yeah,
16.
this is an A for me.
It's an A for me too. I'll give it an A plus just because it's such a good pick
Yeah,
for him.
that's a great fit. You can just follow an A plus after this one too.
Skull.
You keep pick 23. You utilize pick 23. You get Dallas Turner at 17 through a trade. I mean, again, it was a case of you waited. Now, what did I say? You didn't trade 11 to 4, and you kept your 2 first rounders. You kept 23. You kept 11. You traded up one spot. You didn't give up pick 23. You got J.J. McCarthy. You kept pick 23. You sat. You're looking. You're like, Dallas Turner is still there.
Yeah, somehow, some
You talk with Jacksonville. You trade up again from 23 to 17.
Yeah, they didn't even trade that much.
No. And you get Dallas Turner.
Bears?
This was a great draft for them.
As a Bears fan, I am just frightened.
Yeah.
I'm so frightened about this pick.
A lot of people think the Bears are the favorites for the draft. Best draft.
I don't see that.
Vikings are in consideration.
They got the best defensive edge.
Yeah.
I think the only problem that GM saw with Dallas Turner is his counter moves.
Yeah.
If he gets stood up, he's done for. And that's going to be the case in the NFL. Is you're not going to be able to power rush every single person.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the speed off the ball. I'm looking at his ability to read what move is going to come and his ability to read the play.
Yeah.
He knows to contain the edge. He knows when he's going to have to get the quarterback.
Yep.
And he's just a genius.
Yeah.
I think if I'm the Colts GM, I'm kind of looking back and I'm like, gosh dang it. Unless they want to move Latu to linebacker,
good.
Dallas Turner is just such a beast.
Yeah. This is an A plus for me because we're talking about a guy that we mocked at 8 to the Falcons, and you're getting him at 17.
Yeah, I give it an A plus as well. Let's move on. Kind of a long episode here. We apologize.
There's just so much to talk about.
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals, absolute necessity at 18.
Yeah, this
offensive tackle. They can't protect Joe Burrow. What do? You go out there and you get the meanest, the baddest, the guy that just wants to pound you in the dirt.
Not
Amarius
a lot of games
Mims.
played, but when he played,
A beast.
and I mean, it's a proven fact, pretty much. If Joe Burrow's healthy and standing up, you're going very far.
Right.
If Joe Burrow's down and injured, you're in the slumps.
You got to get that figured out with Trey Hendrickson and T. Higgins. They can't pay their players, and it's going to be pretty bad for the Bengals if that happens.
Yeah.
Moving on to 19, my boy, Jared Verse, super underrated. I think was better than Latu in my opinion, just from his pass rush. Jared Verse is probably the best power rusher.
I think he's just. Is there an age difference, maybe?
Yeah, he's been in.
Why.
Yeah, he's like 24.
I think this is like an A still.
Yeah, I think this is an A just because of the fact that you lost Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Granted, you can't expect him to come out and be Aaron Donald.
Right.
But you're doing a great job at filling the hole.
I think he has the best chance of being defensive rookie of the year where he's at, just because of the coaching staff around him.
Yeah.
We know how Sean McVay is.
Yeah, Sean McVay went and got another stud.
Yep, that's how they are. They find their studs and talk to him. They know if he's going to fall or not, and they got him. I give that an A.
Yep.
It's Pittsburgh Steelers, another necessity for him. This guy is going to be probably an all-pro guard.
Yeah, I love this pick, but I'm going to say it for the 4th time again. Quinyon Mitchell's still there at 20. This is still an A pick for me. You definitely needed offensive line, but this is more of an A minus. Quinyon Mitchell is still
I'm gonna give it
there.
I'm gonna give it actually. I'm gonna backtrace. I'm gonna give it a B plus just because of the fact that
I think
you lost
of
your wide
injuries,
receiver.
right?
You lost Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, he dropped though because of wide receivers though. I'm pretty sure.
So you're setting up Russell Wilson to throw to George Pickens and Pat Fryermuth, and that's it. And we all know George Pickens. His attitude's terrible. And if Russell Wilson overthrows him like 4 times, he's gonna explode.
Fields.
Yeah.
And then
So
Fields fails.
And Fields might fail there just because of the fact that the expectation for the Steelers is always at the highest.
Yeah, I think this is an A minus pick though. I think he fell because of injuries, but I think he'll be fine. I still love Quinyon Mitchell there. I had Nate Wiggins going there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
But you needed either one. You got your necessity. You're locked in, so you're doing great there.
Yep.
That's an A- pick.
All right. Miami Dolphins. Not a lot of needs here. They go and get Chop Robinson, who's a prospect that needs a little bit of work.
I think this is what the right choice.
Yeah, they do have. They have Holland, right? They have who's.
You got Holland. You got Jalen Ramsey. You
Yeah.
got Riley Chubb.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go in corner here.
Every Dolphins fan wanted Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It's a funny thing.
They got Cedric Wilson.
Just like speed. But this was a good pick.
Yeah,
Good
I do like the
defense.
pick.
It was slight need.
I think
Not
it
a
was.
lot of needs.
I think it's a little bit higher than everybody expected Chop to go.
Yeah,
I thought
he's
Chop.
very raw.
I thought Chop was going to go to the Buccaneers. I think in
Yeah.
our draft
Yeah.
simulation.
He's very
So,
raw, but
yeah.
in the right system.
Right, and their defense is decent.
I get like a
I'm gonna give it a B. Yep,
Yeah.
a B.
There we go.
Here,
This is so stupid.
A plus.
This
We
is
got the
another Ram
Philadelphia
area.
Eagles taking Quinion Mitchell, cornerback 1
Yeah.
from Toledo, locking up Marvin Harrison Jr., locking up all those wide receivers that you think were the absolute studs
Yeah.
of the draft.
And can I just,
And he goes to the Eagles.
Can I just say this? Can the NFL stop letting the Eagles GM get away with just sitting and letting all the NFL teams, well, maybe not all, but letting them basically shoot themselves in the foot, and he just sits and gets Quinion Mitchell at 22. He does this every single year.
Yeah.
Every year.
It's an unfortunate situation for the NFC just
Yeah.
because they've been getting so many good players.
This is an A plus.
A plus for sure.
A plus.
Cornerback 1 at 22.
22.
We had him going like I think top
And he
15.
was ticked that it took that long.
He's gonna have a chip on his shoulder, which
Yeah.
means even more. A plus.
Next
Jacksonville Jaguars at 23 taking Brian Thomas Jr. We kind of saw this coming.
one.
They need a wide receiver. He played wide receiver 2 at LSU.
Yeah. You got rid of Ridley.
Got rid of Ridley. They got Gabe Davis. That's it.
Yeah, he goes into 1. You got Evan Ingram. I think Brian Thomas slides into wide receiver 1. This is
I like the pick.
because you traded back and you still get the guy you wanted. I put this at like a B plus A minus.
I put it at B plus. I do think maybe Xavier Worthy would have been better for Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence, just
Yeah.
because of the fact that Gabe Davis can run those short routes and drag those defenders across with him. But Brian Thomas Jr. has the same deep threat, just not as fast.
Yeah.
Can go up and grab the ball. I would say a B plus, A for me as well.
Yeah.
Good
This-
job, Jacksonville. This
is a
next
great
pick,
one.
I was absolutely ticked, just
This
because of the
is
fact that
so
Dallas
good.
trades it.
Yeah.
Dallas needs a corner.
I was hoping the Patriots would jump this.
Dallas needs a corner, and you're telling me you know that Teron Arnold is out there.
This is great if you're a Lions
The
fan.
NFC
Oh
North is so
my
stacked.
goodness.
Brian Branch too. They
I
got
think-
Brian Branch.
I'm gonna say Lions should be top 3 favorite odds to win a Super Bowl. They are so complete right now. The only thing I think the Lions could work on
Wide
is
receiver.
either a wide receiver or another safety.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean is still there, everybody. Cooper DeJean is still there.
Yeah. I give this pick an A.
Yeah, this is
They moved
A.
up. They moved up from
It's a great
29.
pick.
I don't know what they gave up. Adam Schefter did not give the details yet,
Yeah.
so we don't know what they gave up. If I'm Dallas, I'm looking at Jerry Jones and asking him to go to the retirement home.
Yeah, he needs
You-
to
You
get out
have Trayvon Diggs and nobody else. Stephon Gilmore's not going to sign back.
there. Yeah.
And you, instead, you trade back and take an offensive tackle, which is another need, but we'll get
Yeah.
into that later.
This is make you a little bit happy.
Yeah.
This next one.
Green Bay Packers.
Stupid.
Jordan Morgan.
I
A little
love
higher,
Jordan Morgan.
a little
I
higher
think
than
this
I
is stupid.
thought. A little higher than I thought. I thought he was going to be a second rounder.
Yeah. I wanted him in New England.
They-
we had talked about.
They got rid of Bakari, so they don't have an offensive tackle at the point. But they didn't have him last year, and they did just as good.
This had wide receiver written all
Yeah,
over it.
I thought so too.
This is such a
I
wide
thought
receiver
either a
spot.
wide receiver or
Yeah.
I thought maybe a wide receiver or maybe a defensive end as
I
left.
love Jordan Morgan. Don't get it wrong. I said I wanted him at pick 34
Yeah.
over receivers. And to see him go at 25, you saw the fans at the draft their heads down. They were heartbroken.
Yeah, you saw
This
that.
was receiver.
Cheesehead.
This
Boom.
was Xavier Worthy.
I'm happy for him though.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine.
The Bears
gonna be
fans are
fine.
smiling ear to ear
Yeah.
just because of the fact that he's not really an immediate impact for him.
No,
And we'll
I
see
think he's a
next year.
guard.
Yeah, we'll see him
Like
next
he's
year.
gonna be okay.
He'll probably start.
I give it like a B minus.
I give it a
I don't like to.
I give it a
but
D just because of the
yeah,
fact that
at
I'm a Bears fan.
25, yeah.
Any pick that they had, I'd give it a D or an F.
this
26.
pick.
This is probably the most underrated pick I think.
I love this pick.
I have a Bucks fan at home that I live with, and he was like, "Who in the hell is this guy?"
Yeah, no,
And I'm
this is
like,
a
"No,
great, this is a
you're
great pick.
you're getting Creed Humphrey.
Yeah,
That's who you're getting
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
He's
played
an absolute beast
center freshman year, and then moved
to left
out.
tackle.
Yeah, and he's
So,
a stud.
That's
He's a
what I'm saying though.
pancake-er.
Yeah. You get a guy with versatility at every
Yeah.
every single position.
And you're getting the best center in the draft.
Yeah. So I think it's a great pick for the Bucks. They lost Jensen, Ryan Jensen at
Tech Baker.
yeah. So they
So
replace him.
Yep.
Protect Baker. Yeah, he needs time for Mike Evans and Chris
Yeah.
Godwin. Great pick. I'd say A plus.
yeah, this is an A+ pick. This is an A+ pick.
Darius Robinson with the Arizona Cardinals. Oh,
You need a defense.
you do need defense. I can't tell you a single player besides Buda Baker on their defense.
Yeah.
But do you take him at 27? I think
I
he
don't
would have been
know.
there in the second round.
You
Because don't forget, they had pick number 4 in the second
You
round.
probably could have traded back. This could have been Nate Wiggins.
Yeah.
This pick for me is a mediocre pick. This
Kind of like a
is
Chop
C.
Robinson pick.
This is a C pick.
Yeah.
He's raw. He's got time to improve. When he was on the mic, he said he wanted to live up to the standard of Marvin Harrison. So he's willing to put in the work.
Right.
So maybe
I give it a C plus.
because the guy you got is determined to put in the work. So
We'll
this is
see.
C+.
We'll see how it goes.
This
Uh,
the league can't get away with this.
yeah. Kansas City Chiefs.
This is so stupid.
Shout out Buffalo. They don't want to win a championship. They don't want to do anything
It
in the
makes me
AFC.
happy.
They want to go back to just the plain old Buffalo Bills.
I enjoy that they don't want to win.
They told Stephon Diggs you can go anywhere but the Chiefs, and they give
Yeah.
Chiefs the
I-
their first round pick to
And they
draft a
gave
wide
him,
receiver.
Of all people, Xavier Worthy.
Why do you not want Xavier Worthy as if you're the Buffalo Bills fan?
I don't know.
I feel bad for you guys.
mean,
You guys have so much.
If you're a Chiefs fan, you're back.
It's an A plus pick.
You're back.
Yeah.
To the Super Bowl.
Do I think he has a little bit of raw skill there to get to develop? Yes.
Yeah. But you
I
have
do think
Mahomes.
you got Patrick Mahomes, the
Doesn't
best quarterback
matter.
in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, he's making, Street Racer look like a Pro Bowl
Yeah.
wide receiver.
Yeah, so I give it an A plus just because it's the fact that they've had a guy like this before. Tyreek was a little more published when he came into the league, but I do think you're not also getting a John Ross here. He does have catching
Oh, yeah.
skills. He does have
Yeah,
all
this
the
guy's
above
the
with
real
route
deal.
running. A plus for me. I think it's a great pick for Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, he runs that franchise,
Yeah.
so they needed
This
something
is an
for
A+.
him.
This ain't even close.
Yeah. Now, the American team, everybody, big fan of Dallas Cowboys. You guys are poverty. They are poverty, dude. I don't know what they thought. Jerry Jones needs to be looked into. He might have old timers because you trade back from 26. I think it was what it was, 26.
Yeah.
You need a corner. You had the corner number 2 there, and you go out there and
No.
you take Tyler Guyton.
I think they did this because of the circumstances. Because you look at the board, there's still some good corners to come.
But they don't have any good second round pick. They're going to have to trade up to
But
get one.
If you look at the board for offensive line, it is very,
It's getting slim.
Very,
I think it's.
very slim.
Didn't we say? I thought they said something about this is one of the most
Yeah.
offensive linemen going
Yeah.
in the first
I
round.
think outside of that kid from BYU, there really shouldn't be a lot going in the second round. So I understand why you took him. Nate Wiggins was still there. Cooper DeJean
Yeah.
was not a first round pick.
I agree.
It's
I'm gonna
It's a
give
C
this.
plus for
I'm gonna
me.
give this a B minus just because they absolutely need
Yeah.
an offensive tackle.
it's a C plus for
Yeah.
me, B minus or
I do think he has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But I'd also think that he should have went in front of Morgan, Jordan Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I think the Green Bay Packers reached.
Yeah.
30. This is another pick to me. I mean, I think
This,
it's the best talent
this one I
available.
liked.
I don't think they need.
Yeah. Well, when we mocked, I wanted to give them corner, but we didn't have that there.
I think they needed a wide receiver more.
I liked wide receiver, and I thought it was fun. That's why I think I had Xavier Legette there
Yeah.
at 30. Um, it was wide receiver or corner for me. I think that defense is getting very old, very fast.
They don't have an edge. They lost
No.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah,
So they're going to have more time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So it is a good pick.
I like
It is the
Nate.
best pick possible, I think,
Yeah,
for them.
I think that's best available.
But you only have Zay Flowers.
Yeah. Well, he's
So,
a stud, though. And you got
Zay
Mark
Flowers,
Andrews.
Mark Andrews, Devin Duvernay, and the rest are
Mark can do it
nobodies.
himself if he wants.
So I'd give this pick a B, just
Yeah.
because of the fact that it is a really good corner.
I'm at a B plus with it.
He has the ability to play safety
great
too.
value
Yeah,
at 30.
you can play safety easily.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh.
now
Yeah, this one's.
I want to get into this just because you had San Francisco 49ers are next. For those of you who don't know, they took Ricky Purcell from Florida.
This was a statement pick.
This was a statement pick, but I also think that a lot of people are overlooking this guy. You had
He's nasty.
C.J. Stroud on live was just absolutely heartbroken that that the Texans couldn't get this guy.
Yeah. He is nasty.
He's nasty. He can high point the ball. He's fast. He has the ability. I think he's Marvin Harrison without Marvin Harrison Jr. in his name.
This pick said Debo or Ayuk are gonna be going.
Yeah,
I think.
and we'll see. We'll see how this plans out tonight. We're actually missing the draft right now.
I think.
We got 14 minutes.
I think you're picking a wide receiver too. That takes nothing away from his game because we've seen the one-handed catches. Dude's incredible. A.D. Mitchell's still here. Yeah, I like him a little bit more.
I agree.
It's not like there's a major gap. I think even though the 49ers were kind of like, what the heck, this is bad. I think this is a B plus pick because that told me they want out. One of the receivers wants out.
Yeah,
like now.
I do see where you're coming with the B plus.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's a major necessity here. I think that they could have got Ricky Purcell in the second round if they made a trade up.
That's why I said A.D. Mitchell was still there.
I think they could have went corner.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Cooper DeJean would have been nasty here, just with the coaching talent. I give this probably a C plus. I do like the talent, but I just don't like where he went. I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see how he pans out. Kind of a good trade here at 32.
I mean, if you're a Buffalo fan and you went to the draft, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's terrible.
If you're a Panthers fan, this is exactly what you needed to do.
Yeah.
I think he's still there at 33. So I don't think you had to move into the first round. I think Xavier Legette said he was going here. Yeah. He came out and they tried to smoke screen it like we told everybody that. No. He knew he was going here. So you wanted him to feel special.
I'm kind of with you at
that pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you though. At 32, I kind of just feel like Buffalo was trying to call people to see if they wanted this pick.
Yeah. I think Buffalo could go down again.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Adonai Mitchell is. It's either I just don't get it.
Cooper DeJean's there too.
They're gonna go wide receiver.
They gotta go either one.
Yeah, Buffalo's gonna go wide receiver. I think
this pick's good.
I think
good.
Yeah, the pick's good. I haven't heard much about him until this.
I'm sorry, Carolina fan. He's not gonna do anything. And that's not the player he is, and that's nothing against Bryce Young. Bryce Young has 0.3 seconds to throw the football. Granted, offensive line was not there. You went best, who you thought was best available. I think it's a B plus pick.
I'd like to see what they got. Because if Panthers don't have a second round, they might be in trouble.
I don't think they do. This is a good pick. Yeah,
it's a good pick, but now you can't get offensive line in the second round.
But you're hitting on your picks that you have. You're hitting on, which is very important in the draft.
And they'll probably have a top 10 pick next year too. So
a lot of GMs have addressed that though. Like right now in this draft to hit, and there's a lot of hits that we like, but you need to hit. And when you have nothing for Bryce Young, you need to hit bad.
I agree. There is a couple. I'm gonna just name a couple more talents, and then we're gonna end the podcast here.
Yeah.
We still have Cooper DeJean. We still have Adonai Mitchell. We still
Yep.
have Isaiah Newton,
Glad.
Lad
McConkey.
McConsky. We still have
Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman.
Sua Mata'ia from BYU,
Mhm.
the offensive lineman.
There's a lot of talent that's going to be drafted
so much
tonight.
Good talent. These are still starters.
Yeah,
Day
so
one.
we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys thought of your teams
Yeah.
drafting. We kind of went off just immediate
Yeah.
impact.
Grade your own
And-
team. Give us your grade.
Yeah.
Comment in it.
Next episode, we're looking at a couple things here. I think we're going to switch over to
NBA
NBA
For a
playoffs.
little bit.
We're going to touch on probably the Celtics and Heat. We're going to touch on pretty much
yeah.
every series, and just give you our feedback on what we think they could change to make maybe the series a little closer.
Yeah.
Rather than that, I think we're going to hop off here. We appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, we apologize for the longer episode.
Yeah.
There is 32 picks here, so
It's a little bit longer. But
and there's so much talent to talk about. So
this has been the Havoc Sports Podcast, and we hope you enjoyed. Peace.
see you later, boys.